What's wrong with the Lightning? With just an okay 12 points in 10 games, what's going on with these guys? Where's the fresh start after their humiliating playoff loss? Why aren't they working to prove to themselves and everyone else in the league that they deserve to win a Stanley Cup? Well, we're going to ask some questions on this episode of Distant Lightning. Hey everyone, this is just a short episode just to ask some questions, and over upcoming episodes, I plan on kind of talking through what might be going on, maybe some guessing, looking at symptoms, looking at some past quotes from players that maybe steer us towards what might be happening. I know a lot of people are calling for Cooper's head. It's the coach, but it's probably a combination of things. I'm not saying Cooper isn't guilty for some things, but I don't think it's a coaching problem exclusively. There's something else going on. So what are we seeing? Well, let's look at the standings. There are 6 out of 8 teams in their division, the Atlantic Division. 6 out of 8. They're at the bottom, guys. They don't even have a wild card spot right now if the playoffs were about to happen. Inconsistent effort as a team. We're seeing this pretty much. You never know what you're going to get one game to the next, sometimes one period to the next. They go in that locker room, and what happens in there? They might have a good period, then they come out and have a bad period. And then they might have a few shifts of a good period, and then it just kind of fizzles. It's very strange. How about that power play entry? I'm having nightmares and flashbacks of a couple years ago. Remember when they needed to fix their power play? They have somehow managed to unfix it. And even though we have individuals like Stamkos and Point maybe, who will put the puck in the net in spite of things on the power play, especially if the faceoff starts in their end, we're pretty good about winning the faceoff and converting it into a goal. But if we have to get into their zone and fish the puck out of our end, out of a clear of the puck, it's embarrassing to watch. Other teams come into our zone, no problem. It's like a set play, and there they go. They go in. Our guys kind of form the box in front of the net, and we have a 2-minute power play with lots of shots on our net or lots of movement of the puck. Our guys, though, they can't even get across that blue line. It's really weird. So many penalties. Okay, Cooper said this in an interview recently. We have to take less penalties. After the first period of that Rangers game, I still don't know why Maroon fought that other dude. I don't know. There's probably history there. I just don't know what it is. But that didn't work out so well for him, now did it? Hedman leads the team in penalties, if you can believe it. And when we don't have him on defense, even though he might be committing penalties, it got ugly in that Rangers game. Kucherov is turning over the puck like I used to see Druin do, that got Druin benched and sent down to the minors. He's trying to skate through 2 players. This is the NHL. This is not, some Russian hockey league. This isn't even the Olympic team. You're with the best guys on the planet playing hockey. You cannot, no matter how good you are, expect to skate through 2 of them. 1 maybe. But 2, the likelihood goes down. Does he really have no one to pass to? And maybe he doesn't, or maybe he thinks he doesn't. I'm also seeing some players that are giving us decent effort. With some moments of brilliance. I like Stamkos. He looks really strong this year. Really like Stamkos. He looks good. Sorelli, just getting better. Killorn, as consistent as ever. Vasi, of course, still amazing in net. And for the first couple games, I think he had a couple saves he should have had, and he didn't. Even our backup looks really good. Yeah, he missed the game winner for the other team the other day, but McElhinney, I think, is pretty solid. He's giving good effort. Some players, though, are just plain chaotic. Like Matthew Joseph. He's just flying around. And he makes some good defensive plays sometimes because of that chaos he brings. But he's really not, I'm not seeing him convert it into offense or scoring chances. So this is kind of problematic for me. Gord is kind of, he's got his he's got his stuff together, his act together a little bit better, more than Joseph. But again, he's flying around at high speed. He does turn pucks over now and then, but it's not quite converting to a scoring chance or a goal. And that's the question mark in my mind about Gord right now. Witkowski, Verhage, every once in a while they do something good, but then they do something chaotic. Again, doesn't turn into scoring chances at the same time. So I've come some question marks about some of these guys. All in all, it kind of feels to me like team cohesion's at an all-time low. I noticed that after Kucherov scored last night during that Ranger game, the guys barely celebrated. I mean, it wasn't like they were down 6-0 and scored one goal. I get it if you're kind of, your morale's low. But it was either tied or they were up by one. They scored their first goal, and they barely smiled. A little quick chatter like, good job. That's a problem, guys. We need these guys enthused, gleefully scoring, hugging each other, slapping each other five. I'm not seeing it. There's some kind of problem. And these guys really need to get their tail out from between their legs. If they're still stuck on last year's humiliation in the playoffs, they got to get over it. I mean, I thought the summertime would kind of help them recover from that, and they came out flying and proved themselves, and we're not seeing it yet. I think they can, but we're just not seeing it yet. So I plan to dive into my suspicions about the whys, about why Tampa is playing the way they are and some of the symptoms that we're seeing that I've talked about in upcoming episodes, because there's definitely, I think, a locker room problem. I think it's a camaraderie, locker room, esprit de corps issue, and I think they just don't have it. And that's probably years old and is festering on this team and has not been resolved yet. So we'll explore more on the next and future episodes of Distant Lightning.